What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're doing a really important maintenance procedure, and that is flushing the brake fluid on our 5th gen 4Runner. So changing your brake fluid is really important. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. What that means is that water will actually enter the fluid. The fluid actually attracts water to it and pulls water into it. Over time, that added water decreases the boiling point of the brake fluid itself and can lead to brake failure. What happens is when the water enters the fluid, water's boiling point is lower than say .3 brake fluid. So when it starts to heat up under extreme braking, that water actually starts to evaporate, will form bubbles in your brake system, and the bubbles are really soft, and all of a sudden your pedal will stop working. Toyota actually recommends that you change the brake fluid on your 5th gen 4Runner every 2 years or 20,000 miles. It's really not that hard to change out the brake fluid on the 5th gen 4Runner. There's just a couple things you might need, but I'll take you through the process of getting those things and creating them to do the job. Let's jump into it. All right guys, this is everything you'll need to do the job. It's super basic, straightforward, and very cheap to do it at home yourself. You're gonna save yourself a lot of money. All of this stuff I got off of Amazon. I'll leave links in the description to where you can find all this stuff. So what we have here is a 60 ml syringe. We're gonna use this to draw our fluid out of our reservoir. We have a 10 millimeter flare and wrench. And over here we have clear vinyl tubing. This is 3/16 inside diameter, 5/16 outside diameter, clear vinyl tubing. Very important that it's clear. And we have a clear bottle here. This is just a water bottle. We'll need a drill. That's to make our catch can with our tubing and our bottle. And we have this .3 brake fluid by Presto, and this is good stuff. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can find this as well. So let's jump into making our catch can with our bottle, our clear vinyl tubing, and our drill. All right, so as I mentioned before, this clear vinyl tubing here is 5/16 outside diameter. So what I've done is I put a 5/16 drill bit on my drill here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a hole in this cap. Now I don't wanna drill it right in the center because we're actually gonna create another little vent hole. So I'll do it off to the side here. And off to the side, I'm gonna drill my 5/16 hole. Great, so as you can see, I've got my hole there, my 5/16 hole. Now what I'll do is I'll put a smaller drill bit on. Perfect. All right, so there's the final product. So yeah, that's it. Now we can get started on the job. All right, so we popped the hood on our 5th gen 4Runner here. We are on the driver's side. So this is the master cylinder down here, and this is our reservoir. We want better access to this. So what we'll do is we'll pop these clips, pull this up, and pop it out. And you can kind of move it out of the way, and this will give you access to the top of this reservoir. This is where our brake fluid is, and we're actually gonna pull a little bit of this brake fluid out. Before we pull the brake fluid out though, let's just clean the top of this. We do not wanna get any contaminants into this container. All right, so let's unscrew the lid here. Keep this nice and clean. We'll put this off to the side. I got my catch bottle here. I've taken the lid off and the clear tubing out. So on your reservoir, you're gonna have a max and a minimum line. All right, so what we're gonna do is remove this fluid all the way down to the minimum line here. And we're gonna use this 60 ml syringe to do that. Make sure that if you're using something else that it is very clean. So we'll just put this in and we'll just draw up this fluid. All right, so I've removed as much fluid as I can out of this reservoir with my syringe. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just fill it back up to the max line using my brand new .3 brake fluid here. Great, so I got it just above the max line there, and I'm happy with that. All right, so we're now ready to start flushing out that brake fluid. I've gone ahead and put the cap back on top of the reservoir here. It is topped up nice and full. Now, when you're doing this procedure, you don't want to let the level drop below the minimum on your reservoir there. So check it periodically and make sure you're topping up as you're flushing the fluid out. As for which side I'm going to do first, I'm doing the front passenger and then front driver and then rear passenger and then rear driver. That is the correct order that's stated in the Toyota service manual. I know some people have done it the other way, which is kind of the traditional way of doing it, which is starting in the rear furthest away from the reservoir, so that'd be rear passenger, and then working their way up front. That way seems to be okay. I know people have done it without any issues, but I personally am just gonna follow what the Toyota service manual says and start with the front passenger side and then do the driver and then work my way back like that. So let's jump into it. All right, so here we are on the front passenger side of the vehicle. I've turned the wheels all the way to the left, which is kind of giving me better access to the back of the caliper here. Up on the top of the caliper here is the bleeder valve. So there's a little rubber kind of grommet or boot or cover on it. We'll just pop this off, and that will give us access to our bleeder valve. Now you're gonna want a flare end wrench. This is really important to use a flare end wrench because a flare end wrench is gonna give you support all around this. You do not wanna strip this. If you strip it, you're gonna be in trouble. So get this flare end wrench. I've left a link in the description to where you can find one like this. Our clear vinyl tubing here. This is 3/16 inside diameter, and that will fit over there nicely. And then I'm gonna use an assistant to help me push the brake pedal down. Basically, the order is I'm gonna loosen this. The brake pedal will go all the way down to the floor. It'll be held there. And then I will tighten this back up. Then they will release the brake pedal. I'll show you how that's done. All right, so I got Haley inside the car right now. What she's gonna do is press down the brake for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen this. So I've opened it up, and now what I'm gonna do is get Haley to press down the brake pedal. Okay, you can press the brake pedal down all the way to the floor and hold it there. Okay, as you can see, the fluid's coming through here. Now I'll tighten it back up. Okay, you can release the brake pedal. Okay, so then now she's released it. Now I'll open this back up. Okay, press it all the way down to the floor and hold it. Great, and I'll tighten it back up. Okay, you can release it. All right, so the first wheel is going to be the most tedious for you. You're getting rid of all the fluid out of the reservoir and the master cylinder. So it does take quite a while, and it does take quite a bit of fluid. I actually had to empty the catch can during this process and top up the master cylinder a couple times, but it is now running clear. So we're now ready to repeat this process on the driver's side, and then we'll move to the back of the vehicle. All right, so we've done the two front. Now we've moved to the back of the vehicle. This is the back passenger side. And I removed my cover here on my bleeder valve. I'll put my 10 mil flare end wrench on here, and we'll attach our catch can. All right, so the process for this one is a bit different. We're actually gonna go and turn the car on the inside. And when we press the brake pedal, it's gonna activate a pump, which is just gonna pump the fluid through. All right, so I'm in my vehicle now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press this button twice to get my vehicle into the on position. If you have key ignition, you'll want to turn your key to the on position. That's right before you turn it and it starts the vehicle. We do not want to start the vehicle. We just want it on the on position. So without my foot on the brake here, I'm just going to hit this button twice. So basically, once it's in the on position, all I need to do is press my foot on the brake pedal, and that will activate the brake pump. So with the vehicle in the on position, as soon as I put my foot down on that brake pedal, the brake pump will automatically pump fluid through the system. This works very well, and it will fill up your catch can quickly and drop your reservoir quickly, so make sure you check both frequently. Once you notice clear fluid coming through, you have flushed enough, and you are now ready to move over to the driver's side rear and complete the job. You can see at the bottom there, the fluid is starting to come through clear. It's dirty on the top and it's clear on the bottom. To complete the job, make sure that all the bleeder valves are torqued to 8 foot-pounds of torque, and then top up your brake fluid to just below or at the max line. All right, guys, so as you can see, changing out the brake fluid on your 5th gen 4Runner is pretty easy to do. It does help to have a partner, but it shouldn't take you too long. It will improve the braking performance of your vehicle and extend the life of your brakes and improve the safety of your vehicle as well. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. I hope to come up with a lot more videos, and I always appreciate your guys' support. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye now.